welcome to the meeting. We're glad you could be here. Let's see, what do I have to do? Oh, I have to first call the meeting to order. So my slide, I say just call to order. Right, did I do that? Okay. And we don't have to verify a quorum because we know we don't have one. Because we need 20% of eligible homes, and that's 4,560 homes. Yeah, I don't see 1,000 homeowners here. Because we're good. Moving on, we did have an election, but nobody, what if you had an election and almost nobody ran? Well, we didn't have to send out ballots this year. So nobody cast votes, and we had 2 new board members that were going to come. We're into that. So no business to be voted on. We can't do any of that stuff, but we can. Before we get the fun part going, do the pledge.
Stands in the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The current, we're crazy people in Celebration. We elect new board members every year. And who came up with that idea? No, before we had, there was never here before. We changed it. Somebody changed it. I don't know. But anyway, we've got 7 directors whose official term is ending, but really only 2. I mean, I'm sticking around for another year. Kate's sticking around for another year. Bill is sticking around for another year. Eric is sticking around for another year. Marco's sticking around for another year. And then we have 2 board members who are departing. Well, one's departing and one's, we can't get rid of him. We tried, but it didn't work out. First one is Charles Richards. Did you have one you liked? And the other is Jared Wise. And Jared. Well, you're partying, isn't it? How can we get your present if you won't go away? All right, did you have something you wanted to say, sir? Wow.
I just want to say thank you to so many residents that were helpful and supportive this year. All the committees that I worked on were fantastic. Everybody was great. Lauren, thank you. Hello, is that better? Yeah, that's better. Lauren, thank you. We've had a fun 3 years, and I really appreciate your time. Demetrius, you're a great welcome to the Real Manage. So thank you for everything that you've done, and to all the boards that I've served with. Thank you. And it's been great meeting so many residents. I would have permitted on my street and not met everybody that I have met without doing it. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to quickly introduce our 2 new board members. One you met just about 2 minutes ago. That's Charles, who's coming back for another term. I don't know what it's thinking when mine's up, I'm done. And then joining us for the first time on the board, straight from Savannah Square, Donald Town. Now, sit down. Now it's time for the president's address. 402 Iris. There you go. Thank you. Thank you all. No, I don't really, I've done this last year. I did this last year, and I didn't prepare one last year either because I don't prepare well. I just talk. This has been, actually the last 2 years have been amazing, but the last year has been particularly pleasant and productive. It's been a great, really great year. I mean, we have a management team that is really on the ball and doing a tremendous job. I mean, really doing a tremendous job. Our many employees, we have a ton of managers back here who are all here this evening waiting on you and giving you lunch cakes. Which are so good. By the way, that was my dinner tonight. So bad. They're all doing a great job, and this board, I have to tell you, this board has been, despite the fact that we don't agree on a lot of things, we've gotten stuff done. We really have. I mean, think about it, really, in the past year to 18 months, when I first came on this board, we had a playground over here. That was a bloody nightmare. It was horrid. Now, it's a showpiece. It's gorgeous. Our parks are looking great. They're not all perfect, but they're looking really good. We got the playground at Long Meadow fixed. It looks good. It doesn't look tacky with the grasshoppers. It looks like the kind of playground you expect in a place like Celebration. Again, we're not perfect. 851. No one could get anything done on 851. This board came together and got 851. If you haven't been there, but we're gonna have a couple of pictures, I think, right? One. And it's not the latest. So Bill, the place is gorgeous. It is going to be stunning when it's done. We will have meeting rooms that are bigger, brighter, better, really in keeping with Celebration. It's a pity we had to do what we had to do because the building should have lasted longer, but it was built cheap. This is not a cheap build. We're spending the money necessary to make sure that this lasts long enough for if my kids and grandkids come to Celebration, they'll enjoy that same building. This new building is built to last and it will be stunning. And it's gonna open up this summer. So, and we're getting things done on time and pretty close to budget. And that's because management is really on top of things. I give them all the credit. We just kind of give them direction and they're really working hard. And Demetrius, thank you. Lauren, thank you. Jacob, thank you. All of you guys are back, thank you. And all the people who didn't show up, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I want to express my appreciation to the community because you guys have been supported. Tons of you came out of the committees. We're going to talk about those committees a little later on. The amount of participation in this town or census designated place. It's pretty extraordinary. It really is. It's at a level you don't see in many communities. Thank you all very much. And now we're going to move to those committees. We have, let's see, who are we going to start with? We're going to start with the Architectural Review Committee. This is the one that approves the things you want to do to your house if you want to change something. And I think that is going to be Charles taking this one on.
Excruciating pain. I love playing club football. So
Yeah, whose fault was that?
that's my fault. Like 3 years of, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna cover the ARC rule for that. I am too old for that. Thanks for being here. So, all right, ARC, I'm gonna cover for Mr. Odegaard, who is our liaison for the committee. I'm gonna read also because they try to do justice there. The committee is done. So they develop new policies for custom homes and major renovations. 1,340 concept applications reviewed in 2025. The format of design guidelines for Florida walking plans. We have those out there right now. But got a few comments, I think maybe 2 or 3. Got a dissertation today. Created variance exception request policy, which is on-site design consultant assistance to homeowners. And 25 to 32 hours a week, which is pretty wild. That's a lot for the number of volunteers. So, and I'm the governance liaison, and I've seen firsthand. We've done different workshops with them, and everyone's been great, very, very attentive. And I think this year we'll be with the smart webs, certainly got a lot, make the process more efficient from Melissa alongside the committee's doing great work. And we've missed that part.
Hold on, I want to add something about ARC too. At the beginning of the year, in the last year, beginning of the year, ARC was behind hundreds of applications. And they managed to get through all of that backlog and get up to date in this past year. I mean, really up to date. That's an amazing accomplishment because these houses are getting older, which means we're all going to want to do work and they've got to go through ARC and they're getting these things approved in record time. It's very impressive.
Plus on the village, everything else.
Plus on the village, yeah.
So it's just growing. So Steve Grunfelter, Scott Reich, Ron Sanford, Lee Alonzi, James Walter, Board Liaison Eric, ARC Coordinator Angelica, and the management liaison. So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up is the Communications Committee. That's Katie.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a quick highlight of the communications committee. First of all, I'd like to welcome our new management liaison, Michelle. Is she here? She's taking pictures. She's been posting such wonderful information on town hall website, especially with Flash Track. Everything, I love it so much. And then our chair was Dawn. Thank you. And then Tara, William, and Doug are for committee members. And some of the things that we have done this year, they really focused in on the resolution of the committee, and they established the mission guidelines for Friday Flash. Formalized standards created for the Celebration News magazine to try to make them more engaging for readers. Introduced monthly themed editorial content also for the magazine to help with engagement, and provided advisory support to town hall staff. So thank you all for such a great year. And please consider reapplying, and if anyone else is interested, we have so much, we will continue working on next year. So thank you.
All right, let's see, Ron, thank you so much, David. Another big committee that has a lot on its plate is the Covenants Committee, because they're responsible for making sure Celebration continues to look like Celebration and not like something. Like a bad place, like an ugly place. And the liaison for that committee, this is actually his job, Charles Richards.
Yes, and so my approach with the Covenants Committee, they can all touch this. I showed up maybe to 2 or 3 meetings, but I do that for a reason. We have a team of great volunteers on this committee, top to bottom, and you're new, and they really want these the board is interfering with what they do. So I try to really take a hands-off approach, let them do their work, and just be there if they need it. But kudos to everyone on this committee, top to bottom, starting with Gary Hudson, our chair. Dan, Sandy, Giselle, Shelley, Stephanie, and Mr. Count. I'm the board liaison, and you could start doing it from liaison. So obviously 7 volunteers, what Covenants does. We have seen firsthand that this committee has evolved to become a better and gentler committee, I think, and really being, Shelley out there. Really being more thoughtful, really more of a human touch. And some of the stuff's really hard, it's very black and white, but I'm seeing really an evolution. So I'm really proud of our things that we've done there. Education is a really important topic, so making sure we put those in Monday Matters, Celebration News, making sure we educate folks about what's going on out there, what we're seeing with trends. Really working hands-on with management on non-compliance issues. So ride-alongs, the training, the inspectors, really great work there. Very hands-on with the committee. Talking about the joint workshops, so ARC and Covenants are working on 50,000 design guidelines. It feels like for hours and hours, so really lots and lots of great work there. And inspection goals every single month, 2025. So I have conducts for the committee, and again, I can very little for this. It's all kudos for them. So yeah, that's
Thanks so much. Yeah, I feel it's just so detail oriented. Oh, you know what I forgot to mention at the beginning? What's the other project that just completed? That's the splash pad. Have you seen the splash pad? It's really cool. I wish I was a kid and we still had some. You had grandkids. Can I go down the slide? Okay, nice. Don't want to get in trouble with the little kids. Now I'm going to talk about the dog park committee, and Jared is the liaison.
The dog park committee organized the grand reopening of the Unleashed Dog Park. Kept residents informed of rotating schedules and closures that has been modified to help with the grass there and maintenance overall. A sand pit was installed in the large dog park, which has helped solve some of the digging issues that's happening overall. There's been increased resident involvement and engagement because of the committee. And they communicated both more communications with management and making sure things were advertised properly and more wider communication about the committee to the committee.
All right, thanks, Jared, so much. Now, on the next one, the finance committee, that's the money stuff. Yes, ma'am.
That the bar plus is now going into the dog park, is that correct? Tuesday and Thursday, how does that affect members here who have dogs, is it closed off to celebration or?
No, it's not closed off. It doesn't affect, there's just more dogs in the park. That's all that it means. And it's no more than 5 dogs.
What is what's the most surprised?
They're bringing no more than 5 dogs and it doesn't affect access to any residents at all.
So they pay us, you say?
Business.
So
it's not necessarily you're talking about, I think, all the dogs that are on the park bus are registered with town hall, like this dog has to be registered, and yes, there is some revenue share with town hall.
But my question is, the bar plus paying?
There's a revenue
Yes,
share,
there's
their revenue
revenue
with town hall. Yes, ma'am.
We're all good, Sam.
Thank you. Now, on the finance committee, we have a treasurer and a liaison. Are you doing it, Jared? All right, cool. Want to make sure.
Feel free to interject.
Go right ahead.
The capital fund, I really enjoy this committee. I've done this for 3 years. It's just financial wizards that are helping guide and provide advice. And so I really appreciate everything that this group does. The capital fund is in a much better place than it would have been due to the passage of the charter amendment last year. So now there's over $1 million added to the fund versus what previously would have been under $500,000. So there's just a lot more money coming in from that amendment that is going for this capital project. The budget was finalized on time for 2026. There are very thorough monthly reviews, extensively thorough monthly reviews of the financials with special attention paid to accounts receivables and accounts reconciliation. Like great attention to detail of people reading every single line and making sure everything's accounted for and asking questions and moving things around so that it's all properly accounted for. The finance meetings are actually very interesting to attend. And then participate in the review and commentary of the annual audit, getting us caught up on audits that were passed and a little bit behind schedule. So I think we're now back on schedule and we've already started the next year's audit. Actually, this year's audit has already been approved and started. So yeah, the finance committee has been really helping with projects.
To the finance committee's credit, this is another really difficult committee and they are part of the high level of responsibility that this board and this management company and that committee show toward residents. You've read the stories, you've heard in the news about poorly funded HOAs and condo associations, where the current residents don't properly fund the reserves so that when a big problem happens, there are huge special assessments. Celebration has always been run with a high degree of fiscal conservatism and responsibility, and that is in part due to the really hard work of this committee. We have adequate reserves. We have capital that we can use on new projects. We have a well-funded operating fund. We are in very, very good financial shape, and we have been through some of the worst stuff, 2008. It's a well-run community from a financial standpoint, better than most in the country. So credit to the committee for great work. Great work. Thank you. The probably the committee that. Oh, you want
I can read the names, yeah, sure. Yeah, Chair Jim Pino, Andrew Duganzik, Mike Picola, Mike Jackson, and John Wigan all have been, and some for my whole time, 3 of those names have been on there, first time, my whole 3 years. It's good, study.
Now, the thing you all probably experience most is the special events committees work. They're the ones who put together all the parties and the concerts and the dances that aren't just lights, that are homeowner association events. Special events committee has as its board liaison, Marco, down at the end. That's you.
That's me. Maybe I have to have those who doesn't have a good English, but a lot of passion for celebration. So, first of all, I want to say thank you to Lloyd Meyer, our chair. Nathaniel, Sandy, Eugene, Deborah, Carla, and also Deborah Jackson, who contributed to design during the process. And those are amazing residents who spend a lot of time, passion, and make the job done. They are found in the 5 pillars of celebration that is amazing for education. We prepared a little test here, so I will read for you. 45 minutes again. So, education, thank you, sir. For education, we have a great demand in the Gatorland and more show where families learning about Gators and others wildlife, coats and pines, showing to the education demonstration from local groups and trainers. We have the health part, another cornerstone of the law. One of the big red was that's dermatology or body. Yeah. I prefer to say what I look where we have it. So yeah, it's easy for me. So we have the 5 pillars that we have in celebration. The David Moyer did a lot. It's a lot of time that we spend doing the events. You can see the 4th of July event, the Great Parade, the dance, the Aloha Summer, the concerts on the lawn, and everything we prepare for you. There's a lot of things coming more for 2026. And this group is amazing because they are not afraid to make mistakes. So we try. And we have success trying. If we make some mistakes, you're gonna learn to don't happen again for next. So I'm very proud to keep serving on this committee. And yeah, doing an amazing job. So thank you so much for all your time on this year.
Okay, thank you. Oh, kids better every meeting, man. You're working hard. I know this is a tough language, you know, it's a mess. I don't know, English is a polyglot thing.
I'm learning the best.
Well, now, this is a new committee. It's brand new. Used to be the Master Plan Advisory Group, which was a task force. They did their work on figuring out how we were gonna make a master plan work, and now they're overseeing the actual project as they begin to come into being, like 851, like the splash pad, like the upcoming courts over on Lot B. This is all stuff that is due to the hard work of the Master Plan Advisory Committee, which is liaised by Jared again. We just kept doing stuff.
This committee is. Yeah, something, I'm just saying.
Oh, now you make the finance people mad.
I know.
And the dog part.
The finance guys are grumpy most of the time.
Yeah, those dog part people have animals with sharp teeth.
This group is, the people on this committee build multi-million-dollar attractions, buildings, produce a huge global scale events. So to have this expert for free in our town guiding and doing what they're doing is amazing. Joe Zalek chairs this group and also chaired the master plan when it was written 2 years ago. Joanna Abnewman is the vice chair of the group. Andrew Duganzik, Mark Maturo, Bob McAdoo, Jim Pinot, and Alec Brass are all part of this group. And they've each they've looked at the master plan as it was written and each taken as a stakeholder, each section. So Joe specifically he was in charge of the splash pad and he was responsible for executing and developing and seeing that through. And everyone on this list has a role and is working on different projects as they go along. This year, they got the splash pad done, built and opened, and permitted and everything, all the little things that came along the way. They were involved with helping management move this along and get this out of the open. And it's really nice. If you haven't seen it, even if you don't have kids, it's really nice to go and see. And it's a great experience.
Just so much better than the kiddie pool.
Yeah.
My gosh.
On top of that, working on the sports course, the design has been almost finished for that, and so they're moving that along, working on the RFP for that. Advising great things like start on the civil work now, which will take 5, 6, 7 months. So making sure that we're just staying on track there with what we can do with the money we've already spent. Lawn sports have been incorporated into the course design, and then they've also been overseeing from the background, 851, the 851 building and what's happening there and providing guidance as far as change orders and just overall, the progress of the building and making sure that that's moving as efficiently and as cost effectively as. So it's a lot further on than that picture, actually. If you want to do this now.
Yeah, that's a couple we told.
Yeah, every time I get there, it's so great. I'm really excited to get it all from the meeting.
And this is the last time we had to use this little room. for this purpose.
I never had a meeting that didn't have blackberries around.
It's all ripped up. Yeah. This is so gorgeous now. It's going to have like a stepped tray ceiling. The lighting is gorgeous. The room is dramatically wider than it was because we took some of that unused space in the Great Hall, turned that into meeting space. So it's such a brilliant, bright design. The new resident services area and the shop, the celebration shop, are now going to be at the front of the building and separated from the rest of the building so that the merchandise can remain on display even if that office is closed. So they're getting new offices that are far more efficient for the staff. Really attractive, gorgeous room. I can't wait for you all to see it. I can't wait to see it. Parks and Rec. We have lots of parks in celebration and lots of rec. And not rec, not bad rec, recreational rec. And Marco loved that kind of rec stuff because he's the king of soccer.
That's the again. It's like Marshall. Okay. Catering is our liaison. Catherine, she's doing a great job leading us all the way. Calling back for Lily Gucci, Michael Mora, Celia, Stephanie, and Catherine. All great members who does a lot of time spending on Parks and Rec, and they make the difference. I can't forget to say about how thankful we are about Nick and staff, Nikki, Danny, Alison. You're amazing. You make the difference in Parks and Rec. Knowing wherever we have celebration, this great season that we have in the past, you're there. Lauren, thank you for keeping our Parks and Rec in high standard and protecting the residents all the time. Thank you. Jacob, thank you for making it easy for us to have access for everything, and right there, you are there for us. So thank you. The whole staff is amazing. And Parks and Rec did a lot this year. A lot. We did a lot. We have merchandised in many more programs, coming more than 50 new contracts approved. We always in the celebration have the things that always bother the residents and the partner programs. We have a big workshop with them, and we find a way to make everybody not happy because we can't make everybody happy. Work together and make it better for celebration residents and for the partner programs. We also have the CCFC being used a lot. We had a new record for lacrosse. The kids has just had a big tournament on the February 28th, if I'm not wrong. Have hundreds of kids playing lacrosse over there. It was gorgeous. We had a flag football in the last November, December, I believe.
Flag football injury.
Oh boy, yeah, it was amazing. And Mike is doing a great job for the kids. We have also soccer. I'm on the side, but I was supporting soccer. We have other residents running as well with us. And they have been good. It's been amazing how Parks and Rec acting to protect our facilities and bring more money to the community. So I'm very proud to be serving the Parks and Rec Committee, and thank you again for all employees and volunteers who spend your time, your precious time to be with us.
Thank you. Very good. One of the cornerstones of celebration, one of the 5 cornerstones, has always been since the beginning, even when it was a junky PC and a dial phone and a cheap little singular cell phone that we got for free. How many original residents here got the phone? We got a free phone, we got a free IBM PC and a free singular cell phone. But it was the brick. Oh, and Honeywell security too. Yeah, I forgot about that. So we had really high installation back then. But we kept it up and actually made it better. And that's thanks in part to the TED committee, which is not headed up, but overseen by William Long down there.
Good evening, everybody. The technology committee is one of those committees that kind of works in the background and nobody knows what goes on, except for management and some of the board members. But
Bill, they're tech geeks. They like it that way.
they like to hide their server rooms. I know. Probably one of the biggest things that's been accomplished this year is the rollout of our digital IDs. So here's my pitch to the community. If you don't have one of these, go see at Lakeside, get your digital ID. You can just walk up to facilities, tap your phone and walk right in. You don't have to carry your card. You can. But these keys are great, especially if you have kids. This is a great way for them to have access to certain things. So as far as the tech committee goes, we rolled out the digital IDs this year. We also worked on global digital displays. You've seen some screens in different locations around town with more information. This lovely redesigned, beautiful resident card. And then as far as what management's been doing, they've been working on making sure that we have good management control of the mobile devices. And we've been working with different partners in the community like Smart City and Comcast, talking about can we get upgraded service in certain parts of our community. So those are some of the things going on. That committee is chaired by Brett Ross. Brett, I think I saw you here a little earlier. Thank you. John Greenberg, Tom Hall, Andrew Cook, and Daniel Freya are all members. And I wanted to give a special shout out to one of the Celebration residents, Sean Owens. He's been giving the tech committee a lot of advice on cameras and things. So the management liaison is Dominic Diorsa. Dominic, thank you for all your hard work. And back to you,
Me?
Mr. Dominic.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much. But keeping us standing in the basement with your little.
Yeah, because
No, actually, you know, it's funny, I was, several years ago, somebody down in Davenport put a basement in it, I went, and they had to walk, why would you do that? It's just gonna be a pool. Indoor pool. Service areas. Whoa, do we have a lot of service areas. Service areas are townhomes, triplexes, duplexes, the smaller areas that have some commonality but aren't condos. Right. Right. Yeah, and the guy who, this is truly a, either a labor of love or just a sign of pure masochism. Charles Richards took this group on because there are a lot of opinions here. Smithy.
Right here.
So who here lives in service areas? Smithy, great, you're all gonna sit through this because I don't, because there's a lot of them. And you've done some amazing work. So first and foremost, that guy got there, Alex. You want to come up first? Come on, Chris. I want to give Alex a special too. So Alex started July last year. Okay. And so, and backing up a little bit, I came on as the liaison, over 2024. And I don't want to say service areas were a mess, but we had a long way. We had a long way to go. And when we got Alex on board, we really turned the thing around. We really, the communication, the project management, the responsiveness, you know, it's never going to be perfect. Like the care and attention that you and the team put into it are working dividends, honestly. And thank you for everything. I mean, that genuinely. It's become an easy role for me as liaison, which I appreciate. Being very involved. You know, yeah.
A lot of these service areas are not big. And yet you have committees for almost all of them.
I think the biggest one is the Spring Lake Garden Home, there's like 150 home. Yeah. Which is a service area, which a lot of people don't think about.
Now, do you need committees for any other service area? We do. That's it. Would you like to plug them?
I would, please reach out if you'd like to, go to your, or actually go to the annual meeting, right? Is that the way we do it? No? Okay, go to your annual meeting. All right, so I'm gonna name first names. I want to go through everyone because everyone is grateful to what we do. So Academy Road, Terry, Rod, yes, Cynthia, great. Eugene, Bruce, and
Did you just dance right?
I Susie emails us every single day.
When you said that guy right back here, I thought you were calling me up instead of Alex.
There's something to understand. Yeah.
He's not bringing you up.
Really great. No, honestly, I mean, it's better to have an engaged community. So thank you, seriously. Appreciate it. Blue Sage Joseph, Mark John, Spring Lake Gardens, Chris Thomas, Joe Betty, Island Village Esther, Kathleen, Susan, Chris, North Village Patricia, Nick, Patrick, Oakland, Lisa, Jimmy, Cheer, Parkview, Matt, John, Brian, Richard, Wayne, Greenland, Roger, Robert, Cindy, Kyle, Roger, Springfield Township, Greg, Jennifer, Mark, Van Square, Paul, James, Stephen, Walter, Edward, and again, Alex, our great liaison, and Delise. Delise is awesome. Delise has been, really instrumental. I think it turns things around. So I'm gonna just fire a few things real quick. Participation in meetings, more engagement, I think a lot about student communication, improved efforts there. The emails that Alex and Libby send, the engagement, the thoroughness, project management is all really spot on. So, I'm really, really proud of the work that you all have done and the community for embracing the changes in communication and everything else. We had a great annual meet and greet in December. We had a lot of people show up tonight at the Island Village Clubhouse. We're gonna be having another one in June. So please come out, if you're in the service area, all three of you are very good ones. But pass the message along because that's just, we want to start doing that. We want communities to talk to one another. We want people in the service areas to share ideas. We want to find scale, right? We want to find scale and better ways to do things. We have a lot of service areas, a lot of ways we can synergize and bring ideas together and find savings and find solutions together and we talk to one another. Reporting issues through GoGov and direct text. Landscaping projects, we have a lot of those, a lot of projects overall, whether it's roofs or painting or anything in between. These are all individual projects across services, so it's a lot of projects. Gutter cleaning, pressure washing, lots of use labs on those with not wanting to spray debris during Halloween and Christmas. So a lot of organization, a lot of great stuff, but I again, when I look back to October to now, I couldn't be more proud of the work that the team is doing again in the community. Thank you for being patient. Thank you for sticking through it. You still have a way to go, but yeah, I couldn't be more proud of it. So it's also worth it. Almost done. So thank you.
Yeah. Productive year. It's really got a productive year. It's amazing. Now I want to talk a little bit about, well, what are we doing this? Or are you doing it? I'm doing it. I don't know anything about condo council, except so much people live in condos. No. This is what the condo council represents all the people who live in condos. And Eric heads that up, but Eric's not here tonight. And it's just because all the condos are part of GROA. They have their own condominium associations, but they're also part of GROA. So there needs to be a process of liaising with these condo owners and their representatives, and that's what the condo council does. And we have a lot of different condo projects in town, probably more in the future, because you know that they build apartments. You just turn them into condos. So you know it'll be happening on the boulevard. But that's what the condo council does. They facilitate collaboration, really. That's their whole point. Now let's talk a little bit about the services that our staff provide to you. We call them resident services. Although many people just refer to it as census designated place hall. Oh, wait, no, town hall. Yeah, no, we call it town hall because it's cute. I mean, it's a town, but it's cute. And resident services is, they are the people with whom you converse when you've got things going on, when you've got a problem with the HOA, when you want a new card, when you're setting up an event, when you're trying to get an ARC application approved, all these various things, when you get a letter that your house is not in compliance with the covenant, with all staff. And we did something when I started on this board. We set up a number of metrics that had to be met by the community, by management. And they are, even though we do not have a town hall building, resident services has managed to function at an incredibly high level, sitting in the Jones Room at Lakeside Park. Does anybody know why it's called the Jones Room? No. The first cable company here was Jones Intercable out of Colorado. They were a tiny little cable company that eventually got acquired by Comcast. So it's still called the Jones Room, just because. Jones was the guy who owned the company. He just wanted it named after him, so it's a Disney thing. Anyway, they've met all their metrics though at this little room. They've done everything that needed to be done at this little room. We've rolled out these cool digital IDs. They got the capital improvement thing done. We redid the bathrooms and the pools. They're much nicer now. They're gorgeous. We've resurfaced our pools. Think about this for a minute. Every single year, Disney closes its water parks to completely refurbish them. We have managed to, with minimal interruption, keep our pools looking like almost as good as they did when they were new. There are always gonna be problems. Yes, heaters break. But it's Florida, and will be, the weather will get warm. We've really done a good job of making sure that people pay their dues. This is important. There are some groups who will remain nameless, who kind of didn't. And we did town hall, the resident services people. Let them know that they're gonna lose access to amenities if they don't pay. That's what we all pay for. That's why our dues are so important. And by the way, for all the stuff we get, our dues are low. Honey, they're low. It's less than $200 a month, and that includes tax. The trash. It's an unbelievable deal. We get it for us. And so the resident services people really have done a great job. If you deal with them, treat them nice. I know sometimes you go in mad because you got an Instagram. They're really reasonable people. They're just like you. They're real people with real feelings. And they're really trying to help. They truly are. So thanks to all the resident services people and you guys again. And speaking of you guys again, these are the bosses of all these people back here. These are the people who make it run. They work for a company called Real Manage. I think they toyed with the idea of fake manage, but they decided to go better. Sounds more authoritative. We really manage. No, really, we're not pretending. It used to be Grand Manage, now Real Manage. And our executive director is Lauren Gunning. Lauren. You have done so much stuff and taken so much guts and just you let it. She's like it. Just and right beside her is one of I truly believe one of the reasons why everything runs so well in Celebration. Jacob Waddle. Jacob has been with us for about 1.5 years, and he has made such a difference with his attention to detail and his incredible personality. You really made things good.
So it's time to worry about the flowers. So I started getting involved late 2021. I ran to the board for 2022, didn't get elected. I was a pain in in 2022. You came on in 2021, and when I got elected in 2023, I've been able to kind of just see, right? We have been kind of right alongside each other. And she has the thickest skin out of anyone in this community. When you see some of the stuff that's going on social media, and some of the stuff people say about her, she dusts herself off, she puts herself right back up, and she charges forward. And I don't think she gets enough credit for everything that you've done. So I just want to say thank you for everything.
People who they tell to make it all happen. They say like, I'm in my big office, you guys do stuff. And I think, are all of you here? It's amazing. Our management team, our directors and management team. Now, we've mentioned some of you before, but we're gonna mention you all real quickly. Dom is the IT and project management guy. Dom. Are there still, I can't believe it's bunk cake or whatever. It's nothing bunk cake. Those are so good. They deliver. You did really? You got DoorDash? Oh, you got all of them. Anyway, Dom is taking care of IT and projects, and we appreciate you so much. Ray is the money man, and Ray has done. Ray just went through the budget with a fine-tooth comb and did all kinds of projections and conservative potential plans. He really knows his money stuff. Now, I do a financial podcast, but he knows money. I mean, he's like the accounting stuff that I just, my eyes click over. Thank you, Rick. Nikki does Parks and Rec. Nikki. Our Porsches and the recreation programs, almost everybody participates loves them. So I think that's probably because you, in part, thank you for doing that. Louise. I'm not, these classes aren't that good. Is Louise here?
Yes.
Oh, by Louise. Luis is the facilities and operations guy. Luis is the guy that when he can't find a part, he figures out how to make it. And if something is broken and he can't fix it, well, he can't find somebody to fix it, he fixes it. He does all this stuff, the concreting and the painting and the whatever it is. He is the guy who makes everything work and look good. Thanks, Luis. Very impressive. We'll finish. That everybody loves, we love our events. Celebration does love its events. We got so spoiled by that mousy company. And you guys have really kept up the momentum. We have some great events in town. I'm so impressed when I drive by Lakeside and see the father-daughter day and stuff and all. It's just gorgeous. And by the way, I went to a couple of the concerts and it's nice to be able to get dinner and a drink. Whose idea was that? I love that stuff. Anyway, thank you so much, Allison. Jeanette? Part of the area where you yell at her. Please stop yelling at her. I understand that we can make you mad sometimes, but she didn't do it. Don't yell at her. Yell at Lauren. She's gonna. Again, thank you for making everything run so well. I mean, you've done a great job. Are you excited to get into the new building? You have the coolest desk there. You're like hiding in the back. I know what's going on, but you can't see me. I know, I saw the video. Go to the. You have the hardest job in the whole building. You're the one who keeps up the community standards. Oh my gosh. You're the one who has to write nasty grants together so that the place looks gorgeous. Thank you, Danica, for doing that. Thank you. Are the newest member of the team, and we're so excited. She is a Celebration resident for 23 years, almost as long as me and Deb. Not as. Michelle is our new communications manager, and I know you'll do a great job. I'm excited. Communications are so important. They really are. And then we have a lot of people in the greater community who work with us, who provide services to us, who liaise with us. And I want to thank just a few of those groups. One, we are an unincorporated, in addition to being a census designated place, which say that 3 times fast. Good luck. We are also an unincorporated part of Osceola County. For those of you who don't know how we're governed by Osceola County. That is our government. We don't have a mayor. We don't have a town council. We have a HOA, but that's not the same. We don't have the power of a county commissioner. And so we want to thank the county commissioners with whom we work like they paved our road. You see Golf Park? They paved it really fast. Looks good. Finally, because years ago, somebody dumped paint. One of the back, and I mean 30 years ago almost, somebody dumped paint all the way down Golf Park. It's dripped out of the back of a truck and it dried. And so first they painted over it in black. And then they kind of ground it up a little bit. And so now we got to pay go. So it's all new. So thanks to Peggy Chowdhury, who's our county commissioner, Peggy works very closely with this community. She really is an asset to Celebration. You may not always agree with her at its politics, but she works really hard. We have a new county sheriff, and the county sheriff's office does work with us closely. We often hire them to police events, and that's Christopher Blackman, who's the new sheriff. The Osceola County School District, we have some of the best schools in Osceola County. We live in a very poor county. We are so lucky to have great schools, and the county, or the county school district has really worked hard to make sure that we still have great schools. They could have taken a lot of our stuff away if they could have. They could have done all kinds of horrible things, and they haven't. They supported the quality of our schools. And Terry Castillo is a real big part of it. So we thank her. Celebration Sanitation. How many towns have their own trash company? It's so awesome. We used to have Waste Management way back when. And Waste Management had these gigantic trucks, these monster trucks. And they would drive down our wee little alleys. How many of you have an H alley like I do? They would cut corners and eat up your grass and knock over the utility boxes and all kinds of mayhem. And Ken Lee started Celebration Sanitation, and he found cute little celebration-sized trucks. And he's been such a great partner because he gives back. He gives a lot back to the community. He's so easy to work with. I love Ken. Ken is he's a good neighbor. So Ken, thank you. The Celebration Foundation, they've been here since the very beginning, putting together programs and events and charitable things. And they have been an integral, they were established by the Walt Disney government originally. And so they do a lot of cool stuff, concert series, we've done concerts and stuff. And Kathleen Scipio now heads that up. And Kathleen, I know you're here somewhere. Thank you so much. Town Center, this is another great story. A lot of you probably don't know this, but Town Center is not part of the town. It's a private real estate developer by the name of Lexington County. And they own the downtown. And we work with them on all kinds of events. And we appreciate their participation and cooperation. And we want to thank Janice so much. We're gonna keep going. Okay. And then, now here's the other thing you probably don't know. Governance and celebration. I swear. You ever heard the phrase, this is a Mickey Mouse operation? I don't, where do you think with it? Anyway, Disney set this up with the most confusing governance in the world. We got county, we got the HOA, we got whatever, and then we have the CCDD. Now, nobody really knows what the CCDD does, but they do lots of stuff. You see a lake? That's theirs. You see the light poles? Those are theirs. The trees between the sidewalk and the street, those are theirs. The what? Trails are theirs. They keep those things up. Alleys, they're theirs. They have a lot of stuff. You didn't know, they have a lot of stuff. And right down the chair of that is Thomas T. Tuzin. Is that Debbie calls him TTT. I don't know if there's does he have a middle initial T? You just make that up, don't you? No, you don't. That's my wife. But thanks, Debbie, for putting up with me. And anyway, so thanks to all of those. And by the way, every quarter we have a new resident orientation for guess who? New residents. Lots of good information is provided there. You get help with your IDs and welcome packets and learn about things going on. So if you know anybody who just moved in, tell them to get in touch with Town Hall and go to one of these quarterly orientations. Community connections. This is, I did one of these ones. It was really fun. It's where the foundation and somebody from PROA and CDD get together with residents and just talk about the things we're doing and answer questions and just meet and greet. They're fun. You can go to those. Check them on one of the flashes. I don't know, the Monday Matters or the Friday flashes or the Wednesday why nots. And now, without further ado, while we have 5 minutes left, the video. Well, the town is not really a town, and certainly isn't a theme park. We kind of look a lot like children. All that stuff, and funny that you did that in volunteers at the very end of that, because Lauren has a special presentation. Oh, because he's gonna be online, yeah. Sorry, Eric.
So for those of you who don't know, every year the management team nominates a volunteer amongst all of our amazing volunteers that we have here, not only from the committees, but those who volunteer at all of our events and our wonderful board members. This year, we want to honor somebody who, since joining our volunteer program, has been at every single event, volunteering and helping the team put on these events. He's put in a total of 31 hours since March of 2025. And he's consistently the first to arrive, the last to leave, and always make sure the staff has everything they need and doesn't need any more help before he needs to go home for tonight. So thank you, David Heck.
Now, before we let y'all go, we got some stuff to give away. It's the annual meeting merch raffle. All right, the presentation is gonna happen over here.
And the winning ticket is 78570.
Sorry, to all the losers. Congratulations to our big winner. You got all kinds of cool stuff to take home and play with. Now, we are coming right up on the end here, so, we're gonna end this. By the way, if you enjoyed tonight's activities, what? Sorry. Do we have one more? Oh, no, there's another one. Oh.
You're on 7845559.
Now, of course, this is cheesy, if you've enjoyed tonight's festivities, look to my part. And thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate you being part of this. You are very active members of this community, and we appreciate your participation and your interest in what is going on here. So we're gonna send you all home unless you guys have anything else. And, yes, sir.
Yes, how are you? Good evening, my name is Edward McFarland, and as you know that, I'm so happy, thanks to Nikki Patton and the rest of the staff at Town Hall for recognizing us as a official with approval as a club status level celebration art circle. And it's been established since November 29th, 2024. How I met was Kate. We're both in the same class, strong class, through lifelong learning through Celebration Foundation. And it was a dream come true. I mean, February 3rd, 23rd was the actual voting.
So we have a new club.
Oh, we have a new club.
Well, congratulations. Congratulations. Very excited.
Celebration Art Circle.
Art Circle. I knew there was something with a C, but I couldn't remember because I'm old. All right, then, we have a really quick organizational meeting that we have to do because I am traveling to Seattle tomorrow for a big conference thing that I have to speak at. And so, we want to bid you all a fond farewell and thanks for participating in our annual meeting. Thanks for a great time.